We're live, guys. I'm just making me coffee. Coffee. So the coffee's nearly done. As usual, I have to wait for a few things to. I've been listening. I've been listening to the YouTube video that has all 31 trailers on it, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy it. Making me coffees, of course. Sorry that I made you wait, guys. Look at this coffee machine, it's so good. I love this coffee machine, whoa. I have to show you this coffee machine. Such a good coffee machine. Guys, I'm going to show you it again. I know you've already seen it. I have to show you it again. Look at this coffee. Seriously, guys, look at this coffee machine, yeah? It's just a little pot. And it acts like a kettle. It is cool. I think the name of it is rubbed off. But it either creams your milk, froths your milk, or it lets you blend your drinks. So you put in coffee, milk, water. I put butter in because you know I use butter. And it blends it in a minute, and it gives you that. Look at that, guys. Amazing. I think it's like £23. It's like amazing. No messing around with a blender or whisker. You just put it in there, put the lid on, and forget about it. Wow, just love it. Love it. Love it. It's one of the best things. My wife bought it me for Christmas. And I'm just so impressed with it. So I've made 2 coffees. Because I think we're going to be on for a while. My wife and the kids have gone out. Right, so just... The wife and the kids have gone out for about 3 hours. So I'm going to do a live with you guys, then I'm gonna go for a run and walk the dog. This is my plan. I've already done my weightlifting. I did a bit of weightlifting. So I've been up very early. I was up at 6 a.m. answering messages. Okay. I think that's done now, guys. So, got to get my phone. As you can you hear the TV in the background? Right. Oh, that tastes good. Right. So, I'm going to put a bit of spare boiling water in case I need to top it up. Okay. Oh, finally. Right, sorry, guys. Yeah. Can you hear it in the background? Can you hear it? I think it's just low enough so I don't get copyrighted. Yeah, we've all seen that video, haven't we? It's 31 films, and it's just the trailers. So I like watching it. I just feel comfortable. So I've got 2 coffees. Of course, 2 coffees means I'm going to be running to the toilet every 5 minutes, but hey ho. So I wanted a few things, guys. I just want you to know we're going to be here a while. This is not going to be a quick live. This is going to be a long live, yeah? Let me just move this so it's not so sticking up on the ceiling. Okay, I think that's a bit better. So, morning. Hope you got your coffees. To the people waking up in America, good morning. Let me know where you're from. Obviously, we've got loads of people here in the UK and Australia and many other countries. Welcome to Team Elvis. We've had an interesting time. Let me just straighten this up. It looks a bit wonky. All right, is that not wonky now? Okay, let's get this forward. Let's just see who's here. Now, I haven't sent any messages out. Let's have a look. Let's just check. Let's just let Debbie know, because Debbie will want to know, won't she? Okay, just let Kate know. I've just let Rose know. Let's get Deborah. Deborah, are you on? Come on, we're going to have to tell a few people, guys. Angel's here, right? So we'll tell Deborah. So how is everyone? Is Nancy still there? Nancy sent me a message to talk about Juanico. Now, I'm a massive fan of Juanico and the relationship that Elvis, the short relationship that Elvis and Juanico had. I think that Elvis at his best, when he was with June, I think it was the summer of '56, was it? He was at his best. Now, I was going to cover her, but Nancy messaged me in the middle of the night saying, oh, do Juanico. So, oh, Karen, are you still poorly? So I'm just quickly going to flick through your messages. All right, Angel's going out. Your partner's mum's name is June. Hi, Nicola. Oh, are you eating well, Karen? You know what I'm like about diet? Are you eating the good stuff? You know, keto is good. You know, stay away from that sugar and that pasta and the bread. Eat some. I'm a big fan of eating well to make yourself feel better. I really am. Of course, I'm going to stir my coffee, Denise. Let's just double check. Oh, I'd love to go to Australia. I love In Excess. Kylie Minogue, amazing. I discovered Kylie Minogue from Neighbours in the 80s. So in the 1980s, so I'll tell you a little story, quick story. In England, it was completely normal to leave school at 15, get a job, get a flat. It wasn't unusual. So when I was 15, I left home. I had reasons, because, you know, my dad was not nice. Actually, that's not fair. My dad could be very nice, but he also could be very violent. So I left home at 15. I rented a room with a friend in a house, and I had a girlfriend called Jeanette Henry, her name was. And we were both, I met her when I was 16, she was 16. I was living in the house at 15, then I met Jeanette. And every afternoon, we would watch Neighbours. We would watch Neighbours. Jeanette, my girlfriend, got a flat when she was 17, and she had a good job. She had a car. She was a decent girl. And every afternoon, I would visit her at her flat when she wasn't working. Yeah, and we would watch Neighbours. That's how I discovered Jason Donovan, Kylie Minogue, and Australia. And I've always loved Australia. And me and Jeanette were together until I was 20. So I was quite innocent. She was my first proper girlfriend. You know what that means. I met her at 16 and a half, I think it was. And I stayed with her until just before my 20th birthday. So right up until I was 20, I was quite sweet and innocent. It's quite sweet and innocent, guys. And then I had another girlfriend called Kathy, and I was with her for 2.5 years. So I was with Kathy until I was 22 and a half. Yeah. Now, me and Kathy split up because I made a decision. I wanted to get into business. No, I was already in business, but I was about to buy another business. It was a bar, like a disco bar, yeah. And my girlfriend, this is a true story, when I was 22, I think, could have been 21, said to me, if you buy a bar, we're going to split up. And we did. I bought the bar and we split up. Because she was saying, you're going to be working every night, I'll never see you. Kathy would. But we did carry on seeing each other on and off for about 2 years. So I was with Kathy till I was nearly 23. And then we just went separate ways. So I was actually quite innocent until I was about 23. And then I started DJing. You guys know I DJed for how many years was it? I DJed from around 24, I think, till I was 46. So I DJed a long time. Yeah, it was over 20 years, well over 20 years. Yeah, I DJed. I think it was 26 years I DJed. But my point is, when I became a DJ, until I met my wife, when I was 36, I had lots of girlfriends. So up until 23, I was quite sweet and innocent. And then I became a DJ. DJs get a lot of attention. Anyway, is that too much information? I just thought I'd tell you my life story. Right, okay, let's have a look. So shall we just tell a few more people? I think Elizabeth is on. Let's just tell a few more. Let's tell Tony. Tony might be asleep. And Lorna, Leadeye. So we had a I thought, a very emotional live last night. I thought it's hard to explain. It was sad but nice. That's the only way I can put it. Sad but nice. Yeah. Right. Let's just send a few more people that were live. Obviously, if it's in America, a lot of you are just waking up. Does that sound about right? Now, this beginning part of the live stream, if you can just fast forward it, guys. You know, this does take about 5 minutes. You don't have to watch it. Just fast forward it and get to the bit. We've got a long live coming up, guys, because I want to go through the Juanico thing, and I want to read some comments out. Kate had a really good comment. I wanted to read hers out. Everything I say I'm going to do, I always forget. I say I'm going to do one thing, and I end up doing another. So, Happy New Year. There's only a few days left, guys. 2024 is nearly over. I'm actually going for a heart check on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, I'm getting my heart checked. Only a standard one, nothing to worry about. I had it checked 6 months ago. Everything was perfect. So I'm getting it checked again on 1:30 British time, New Year's Eve. It's a bit unusual time to phone me up and book it in, but I've had a few checks, guys. Obviously, I went on the carnivore diet, the keto diet, so I wanted to make sure everything was checked, and it has. I've had everything checked. I've even had a brain scan, guys. I've done everything. So many people to message. Okay, let's have a look. I think we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Dan has been so good lately. We've got a new person that's joined us called Dan. He's been excellent, really good. His comments are brilliant. And your comments on YouTube, with obviously I've been posting all these. I've been posting quite a few vintage videos, and I'll tell you what, the comments that are coming in on those videos are amazing. I love them. But it has made me a lot busier. I'm getting I would say hundreds of comments on these vintage videos that I'm posting. I have a few of the videos that I've posted. I found them on EP Fan Archives YouTube channel. Have any of you heard of EP Fan Archive? His name's Kyle. Do any of you know it? Is it Kyle Slingo? He's got some brilliant videos on his channel. I've been downloading a few of them. They're not his videos. They're vintage videos from the 1970s and 80s and 90s. But he's one of the ones I use to get some of my vintage videos. I've also been using ELVIS Australia. There's another one that's pretty good, but there's quite a few very good things on YouTube that store all these vintage interviews and documentaries and biographies, and I'm downloading them. I only download the ones that I think is good for our channel. Yeah, I only download the ones that I think, yeah, that is interesting for Team Elvis, for our viewers. Right, okay, we're nearly done. I think we're done. Right, that'll have to do. But anyone that I haven't messaged to say that we're live, I'm really sorry. Right, I'm going to read your comments on here, and then I'm going to dig out these couple of comments I wanted to read to you, and then we're going to do this Juanico thing, which I have downloaded. Let's just see. Hang on a minute. This phone's being annoying. Right, is it going to let me play it? 1 second, guys. Okay. Right, so I've got the video set up with Juanico. That's good. Right, let's have a look here. Trying to get organised. You got the air conditioning going. You're very hot then, Denise. Let's have a look. So Nicola is in Hampshire, UK. Born in Wiltshire. Australia is a beautiful country, but the heat can get unbearable. Cyprus is like that. My parents are from Cyprus, both of them. One, Limassol and Paphos in South Cyprus. And it's too hot. You go there in August, it's too hot. It's unbearable. I've been many times to Cyprus. I've got a lot of family in Cyprus. It's beautiful. Cyprus is beautiful. I highly recommend Cyprus to everyone. All right, so Karen's got a box set of all the movies. Thing is, people don't play CDs anymore, do they? I've noticed that. CDs are a thing of the past. Right, so Nicola, coffee gives you a headache. That's weird, because you know that when you're addicted to caffeine, if you don't drink a tea or a coffee, you get a headache. Does anyone know that? If you try and give up coffee or tea, you will get a headache within 2 days, and quite a bad headache as well. So caffeine is a bit addictive, guys. I'm not going to lie. Hi, Louis. Hi, Kate. It's a little late for me now, so I'll be able to listen for a while, but not to comment. Hopefully, I'll be able to get back on to comment later. Well, we're going to read your comment soon. Let me just go through these. So, hi, Kate. Thanks a lot for the comment. But, you know, you can watch it on replay. It's okay. Hi, Dan. Got the message. Dan. Hi, Dan. I'm hopeless. I go into a store and come out 3 or 4 times. Had to call, got to go. All right, see you later, Songbirds. Yeah, I am enjoying the vintage videos. Lead-Eye, you got my comment that we're live. I'm loving them. I'm loving everything about it. The views, the comments, just watching them. We're obviously watching them together. Yeah, so it's fun, guys. All right, Debbie can only drink decaf. Yep, Karen's got a CD player. Okay, so you get palpitations from coffee. Well, if it ain't good for you, if it's not for you, don't have it. You don't need coffee. I'm never going to say coffee's good for you. I'm lucky that coffee is not a problem for me. Yeah, even milk, I'm okay with milk. Not everyone is good with milk. Not everyone. Dairy products are not for everyone. I'm okay with dairy products. Cup of tea, obviously in England, we love our tea. Right, so I just wanted to quickly mention, the situation with, I want to keep it short, but the situation with, I might get it up actually, let's have a look, with Billy Smith, Joe Smith, and there's a Facebook page, there's a YouTube channel, there's a bit of controversy, it's become very heightened, everyone is talking about it. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm just checking messages as I go. Everyone is talking about it, aren't they? Everyone is talking about Billy Smith. Now, I just want to say, I am a fan of the YouTube channel. I am a fan of the Facebook channel. I am a fan of Billy and Joe. So I won't take sides because I like all of them. Yeah. Now, we're all human. We all make mistakes. I do think everyone has their own way of dealing with things. Some of us, I think, how can I say it, guys? I'm trying to be fair. I do think sometimes when emotions get wound up, we are all guilty of overreacting. Yeah? I'm not pointing fingers. What I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of people involved in this situation. Karen, I understand. I don't think it's a topic that we should ignore because I think it's very important in the Elvis community. I think that don't forget, we had this ourselves, didn't we have this when we were having problems with a YouTube channel, a couple of YouTube channels, 2 YouTube channels, yeah? We had problems. Sometimes you overreact. Your emotions get carried away. You say things that you wouldn't normally say. Because I personally think we are a very kind, good-hearted channel here, yeah? Yeah, Nicola, of course I support Billy and Joe, 100%. I am a massive fan of Billy and Joe, but that doesn't mean I cancel out other people, yeah? I'm a big fan of the Facebook page. I'm a big fan of the YouTube channel. So I'm not going to take sides. I won't do it. I won't do it. I just think that with this book, where is it? Where is it? Obviously, guys, I've made a decision to not read the book. Now, I'm not saying that we will never read it, but I won't read it for a long time. Yeah, I've made a decision to put it down. I personally think there's way too much emotion and drama with this book. Whether it's true or not, I just think I don't want it in my life at the moment. I don't need this drama. I've got enough drama going on without this book. Yeah. So that doesn't take away the right of the YouTube channel or the Facebook channel or Billy and Joe to comment on this book. It doesn't take away people's right to believe it or disbelieve it, or to just not be interested in the book, or to sit on the fence and just not take sides. Yeah. I think if you believe the book, it's fine, guys. It's fine. I have no problem with people believing this book. I have no problem with people not believing the book. I also do not have a problem with the author. He's always been friendly and kind to me. I do understand that the author, when he is defending his book, is very protective and very, very emotional. Yeah. So when he's defending his book, because I do believe that Dari believes this book. I do believe that Desiree believes that she is the daughter of Elvis. I actually believe that they both think they're telling the truth. Honestly, guys. But that doesn't mean I believe the book. That doesn't mean I believe the book. So I've made it obvious. With the information I've had so far, I've only read 6 or 7 chapters. I have been sent a lot of information about this book. I've done a lot of research, more than you realize. My decision is to just, I don't want to be involved in this book. I'm completely respectful to the people that do believe it and don't believe it. It's completely fine, guys. Please don't be offended that if my opinions are different than yours. I completely respect you guys, your right to believe it or to not believe it. That's it. Or to not have anything to do with it, or to sit on the fence. Yeah. Now, I have a lot of respect for the YouTube channel. I have a lot of respect for the Facebook chat page that is involved. And of course, I fully support Billy and Joe, fully. So my stance with it all is, guys, it's all a bit up in the air. I'm hoping that it's all going to die down. I'm not telling people how to run their channels, whether it be YouTube or Facebook. It's completely their decision how they run their channels. Obviously, there'll be Facebook posts. There'll be YouTube posts. It's fine, guys. Let them do their own thing. Yeah, we're not here to tell people how to run their channels. The only advice I would give, this is the only advice I'm going to give, and I do it with respect, is it's all become a bit too much. It's all become, there's too much drama now. I personally think things need to die down. People need to, how can I say it? This is just my opinion. I'm not telling people what to do. I personally think let it go for a while. Let tension ease. We're all entitled to our views. And there's so many other books to read. There's so many other topics to cover. The Facebook page is a brilliant Defending Elvis Facebook page. My advice, but I'm not telling them what to do. My advice is concentrate on defending Elvis to the Facebook page. Yeah. Because the Facebook page I'm talking about do a fantastic job of defending Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. Now, with the YouTube channel, my advice is, and it's just, I say it completely with respect, in a completely friendly way. Yeah. Because I class this person as a friend. So my advice is, I think this is just Louis's advice. I'm not telling no one what to do. I think enough has been done on this book. I think the amount of research and interviews and book reading, debating, there has been so much now. We're talking maybe over 20 videos, that there is now enough information out there for the public, the Elvis fans, the Priscilla fans, the non-Elvis fans, whoever is interested in this story, to gather the information together and make their own decision, whether they believe it or they don't. I think there's enough out there now. I think any more now is just winding people up. It's just infuriating, getting a backlash, getting a bad reaction. And I think at the point where, this is just Louis, okay? At the point where it's upsetting people, it's upsetting the Elvis community, I think when we start getting to that point, I think we're doing harm. I think we're doing harm. Honestly, guys, I really do. I think there comes a point where, for the greater good, enough's enough. That's just my opinion. This is exactly why I want to put the book down. Of course, some are going to say to me, "Oh, read the whole book. You know, you don't know what you're talking about." It isn't about that. It's about too many people are getting upset. A lot of the YouTube subscribers, members, YouTube members and subscribers on other channels are arguing a lot. There's a lot of people arguing on Facebook, a lot. Like, we're talking serious arguments. Even Dari, of course, we know that Dari is arguing with many people. He's very passionate, the author. Of course, the YouTube channel's arguing with people. The Facebook channel's arguing with people. Then you've got this horrible argument that's come up with Billy and Joe. I just think, guys, needs to stop. Needs to stop. But all of you, I respect all of you. Please don't be offended by my opinions. I think you're all great. All of you. The YouTube channel, Facebook, Billy and Joe, you're all great. You're all lovely people. So that's my say on it, guys. And people may say, why do you think you have the right to discuss it on your Defending Elvis YouTube channel? I'll tell you why. Because I think that we are heavily involved in the Elvis community. I think our channel has grown enough now where we can make a difference. I think our channel, because we're immersed in the Elvis community, obviously with tens of thousands of subscribers, because we are immersed in Facebook and YouTube, and we are Elvis. We are defending Elvis Presley and the bloodline. That's what we are. I think we have a platform where our opinions with Team Elvis, taking care of business, where I think we have the right to have a say in big topics that come up concerning Elvis and Lisa and books like this. Yeah, I think we have the right to have opinions. I think we've earned that right through a lot of hard work on our channel. 9 months of hard work defending Elvis. I think we've earned the right to have an opinion. So please don't be offended if you disagree with me. Okay, guys? I will end it. I am a big fan of Billy and Joe. I wish Billy and Joe were not going through what they're going through. And if Billy and Joe ever watch our show, I just want to say to you, I love your show. I love your Facebook page. And I always watch you. And I hope you enjoy your Christmas and New Year break. And the sooner you come back and get on with business, taking care of business, the better. Because you are very appreciated. Yeah? I don't have to praise the Facebook page and the YouTube channel because they're both doing fantastic. They're both very, very popular pages and channels. So they don't need me at all. Yeah? Okay, guys? Right. I'm going to read some of your comments. Okay, where are we? Anyway, let's have a look. Let's have a look, guys, what you're saying. I'm going to turn that down. I don't want it too loud, but I don't want to get copyrighted by YouTube. Right, Elizabeth. I'm very addicted. I have to have coffee or I can't wake up. I think that's pretty normal, Elizabeth. Pretty standard. I never have more than 2 coffees a day. But what I do, as you know, because you watch me do it, I will get a coffee and I will keep topping it up, yeah? So I made 1 big coffee, so the other one's over there. I'll drink half of this, top it up with water, then I'll go and get the other one and top that up with water, which is why I'm in and out of the toilet every 5 minutes. So many of us need a good coffee to wake up. So Ayisa, you're on a liquid diet. Are you serious? Ayisa, are you on a liquid diet? Is that serious? Now, Ayisa, you know I recommend the carnivore diet. For losing weight, carnivore diet, Dr. Ken Berry. That's the way to go, guys. I know because I lost the weight. Nicola, I only drink flavoured water, so don't like normal water, but I do drink it. Yeah, flavoured water is nice. Nothing wrong with a bit of flavoured water. I've seen Joe's video today. Right, Denise. So are you saying that Joe has released a video today? I haven't checked. Let's have a look. I mean, I think Joe's channel is brilliant. I've got nothing against Joe's channel. I think it's a fantastic channel. But obviously, I think enough is enough. I say it in a kind way. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Come on, we all know who I'm talking about. Come on, guys. You know, we all know who I'm talking about. So it doesn't. I'm not trying to beat about the bush, really, am I? Okay, I see. The one that you watched was the reaction one. Okay, I get. Yeah, I see. I've watched it as well. Right. You've still. Oh, Karen, you've still got a video recorder. Most people threw them out, didn't they? I remember them so well. We had Betamax and VHS. And when I was a kid, it was Betamax, which was the less popular one, wasn't it? But better quality. Karen, I understand your comment, but emotions are rife. Emotions are rife. So yeah, I know what you're saying. Yep, Nicola, of course, and Danielle. So Nicola, I support Billy Joe and Danielle. Yeah, they're all fantastic. I do as well, but I won't take sides. I won't take sides. Let's have a look. Jane loves Billy and Joe. Yeah. Okay, Denise, you had problems. I see that. Yeah, Nicola doesn't take sides, likes them as people. Me too. Me too. I understand, Denise. I understand. Stick to the channel you think is good. Yeah, I mean, there's many good channels. Many good channels. You know, I do have my favorites. I do, and that is one of them. Yep, Karen. We have the right to our opinions, and we can disagree, and we can still get on. We can agree to disagree. I always say that. We don't have to agree on everything. So with the Juanico, I'm going to do it in two parts. I'm going to play some. We're going to learn about Juanico, and then on a different live stream, we're actually going to play quite a long biography with them as well. So let's have a look. I'm just going through your comments, guys. We're not in a rush, have we? I hope you got your coffees. So my leather trousers haven't come yet. They should have come yesterday. You know, I'm dressing up in the 68 comeback special gear on New Year's Eve. I'm going out with the wife and the kids to their friend, and the trousers haven't come yet. They probably will come today, though. Right, so Lead Eye, you've never read the book. Are you lonesome tonight? I mean, I've read 6 or 7 chapters. It's a good read. It's a well-written, good read. Yeah. Right. Oh, thanks, Nicola. You carry on, Louis. You have a great channel. I agree. I agree. I admit we've had a rocky road, but I'm very, very proud of defending Elvis. Very, very, very proud. And Team Elvis, of course. Right. Has Desiree had the DNA testing? Do you know? I don't even want to go into it because I'm not going down the road of trying to work out if this book's true or not. It just doesn't interest me. I'm not against the book. The book, fine. I have nothing against this book. I just not interested. That's just how I feel. Denzel. The only way to prove it is a DNA, but if no one that we know is Elvis's family gives a DNA sample, we won't find out. I think that's right. Yep, Karen, we love him. It says Elvis went to the first Jimmy Rogers. I've actually done a video about Jimmy Rogers, the first Jimmy Rogers Memorial Festival, and competed and won 3rd prize. A lot of people say he didn't, but he did. I even found it online. Thank you. Right. Desiree has been offered it and was said by Elvis's cousin that she never got back to the lawyer. I'll read the comments, guys, but I ain't going to go into it. Desiree, heartfelt plea. If you are Elvis's daughter, please contact the cousin who contacted you via the lawyer. Denzel, I have watched Elvis Photos video and it made me change my mind years ago and seen them on Donahue show and I didn't believe it, but now I don't know. The author and Elvis Photos come up with some examples. Yeah, and we've played the Donahue, Denzel, we've played the Donahue interview quite a few times here. We've reviewed it and we've broken it down, and it is fascinating. It is fascinating. Let's have a look. We all love. I remember when Princess Diana got married. I remember when she met Prince Charles. I'm definitely a big fan of Diana. Massive, massive fan. Absolutely adore her. In fact, when I was a teenager, I had a crush on her. Okay, right. So I think we've covered it all. So I just want to end that section of this live stream to say no disrespect to anyone. No disrespect to the YouTube channel, to Facebook, to the author, to the book. You guys know that I'm a big fan of Billy and Joe and Danielle. So I just wanted to put my 2 pence in. I probably won't mention it again. Yeah, right. We're going to learn about Juanico. Now, for me, Juanico is one of the most beautiful romances that Elvis ever had. What I'm going to do is just quickly Google when did they meet. Then I'm going to play the short video. I think it's 5 minutes long. I have the full biography, but we're going to do that on part 2. Okay, so let's have a look. Are there any Juanico fans here, guys? So when did I know the story, but I want to go through it with you as if we know nothing. She's definitely one of the girlfriends that Elvis had that I think, wow, she was stunning. Definitely. When did Juanico? It's funny how you spell Juanico. It's Juanico. Does that sound right to you? Meet Elvis. Let's see if it gives us any information. Right, are we ready, guys? Now this is Team Elvis. We're gonna learn together. Okay. There's 41 of you watching. Welcome to Team Elvis. You're welcome to join in. Put a comment in the comments. Please comment. We want you to join us. We like new people joining in. Please like, please subscribe. We are Team Elvis. We're a small family, a growing family, and we're very proud defenders of Elvis, but we are also an Elvis channel. So we don't just defend Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. We also cover Elvis topics, Elvis related topics. And it could be anything. It could be like meeting Tom Jones, meeting Muhammad Ali. Yeah. We cover everything. Yeah. Anything new that comes out about Elvis, we're there to talk about it. Could be the Bridget Cruz lawsuit with Priscilla. If there's new information, we're on it. That's what we do. Okay. Aisa, you play ukulele, do you? It's my device goes down. I have to watch on the other one, but can't comment on the device. All right, I understand, Nicola. I mean, I use my laptop was very cheap. It was about £160, which is not a lot of money. This is what we're on now. Yeah. The camera was about £40, and obviously my phone, which I pay, I think £28 a month. That's how I run the business. The business, yeah, defending Elvis Presley, if you can call it a business. And obviously I'm surrounded by books. You can't see them that well, but I am surrounded by books that you guys have sent me. So we got plenty to get on with. You guys have sent me so many nice things. You're very kind. Someone sent me a box of Galaxy chocolates. Who was it? Can I ask here? Who sent me a box of Galaxy chocolates? Because I gave them to my wife. I don't know who sent me them. Okay, right, let's read it. Juanico, 1955, was just 17 when she met Elvis. Now, remember, Elvis was very young. So when you hear the age 17, remember how young Elvis was. How How old was Elvis in 1955, guys? Was he 19? You tell me. 20? How old was he? You tell me, guys. How old? This is a question for you guys. How old was Elvis in 1955? Let's get our thinking caps on, yeah? June Juanico was 17 when she met Elvis Presley. As his first serious girlfriend, she was uniquely placed at the time when he was on the cusp of superstardom. 20. Thank you, Elizabeth. On the cusp of superstardom, there is her memoir of the summer of 1956, which they spent together, and an insight into the genesis of a star. I don't even know what that means, but right, okay. Right, let's just read this bit. Right, don't forget, we're all excited about Elvis's 90th birthday coming up, guys. We're going to start having to talk about that soon, aren't we? So it says here, June Juanico was born in 1938 and is a former beauty queen, which doesn't surprise me because she's beautiful. I didn't know that she was a former beauty queen. Did you guys know that? Sorry. All right, Margaret writes fiction as a hobby. All right, Margaret says, May Man said Elvis referenced June as his only true love. Now, Margaret, I'm not surprised that you are a fiction writer because your comments are very detailed, very interesting. Margaret, I can tell that you do a lot of research. Margaret, you really are knowledgeable about Elvis and everything Elvis, aren't you? I can really tell. Yeah, I would say Margaret is a researcher. Margaret, would you class yourself as a researcher? Because I would. So, a former beauty queen. Margaret, did you know that she was a former beauty queen? And Elvis Presley fan from Biloxi, Mississippi. Yes, Miss Margaret, I thought so. I just want you to know, Margaret, I do appreciate your comments. I'm always impressed with your comments. I always read them. I'm the first to admit that my replies to comments are very short. Yeah, I give very short replies. Please don't be offended by that, guys. I'm not one for writing long replies. I like to acknowledge people's comments. I do read, I promise you, I read every single comment. Every single comment. I never do not read a comment. It's one of the best ways that I learn. So I do make sure I read every comment. I learn so much. Like Kate, I did promise I was going to read Kate's comment, but Kate is another one that sends me very detailed comments that I find very impressive. Kate, I don't think she's here now. She had to go. So Margaret, please don't think that I don't read them. I always read them, and I fully respect your comments. Okay, and your hard work as well. You've put a lot of hard work. So Caroline, your hobby is YouTube Elvis videos in my free time. I can't think of a better hobby than that. Right, let's have a look. Elvis dated in 1955, 1956. Elvis took 3 weeks of vacation with June in 1956, and having recorded his songs Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel in the studio in Memphis, Tennessee. June Juanico had met Elvis for the first time after one of his early concerts in Biloxi in 1955. Now, she does say that, it's funny because Priscilla says it, but June Juanico does say, and I believe her, that Elvis was the love of her life. Did you know that, guys? June Juanico does say that Elvis was the love of her life. And I'm going to prove it to you because I'm going to show you where she says it. So, of course, I believe June. I don't believe Priscilla. When Priscilla says it, I laugh my head off. Sorry, guys. There's no way that Elvis is the love of Priscilla's life. That is just ludicrous. But anyway, So when he was on the verge of superstardom, she said to have been the only girl Elvis' mother ever approved of. Oh, I don't agree with that, because we know that Gladys really liked Anita Wood. Yeah. Now, obviously, Anita Wood was a career woman, an actress, a singer, a dancer, a DJ, a presenter. So I sort of see Gladys would have wanted Elvis to be with a home girl. I must say that, Gladys. But I do think, from what I've read, that Gladys and Vernon really liked Anita Wood. Yeah. Now, remember, Anita Wood was ready to give it all up and settle down for Elvis. So, the way they ended up separating, to me, is very sad, because I think Elvis and Anita were beautiful together. But I also feel that way about June Juanico. She regrets leaving him and did it for spite. Are we talking, Margaret, are you talking about Anita, yeah? Right, so let's keep going. She is said to have been the only girl Elvis' mother ever approved of. I sort of know what she's trying to say, because she was more of a home girl. Was June Juanico more of a home girl, or am I just getting that wrong? No, June. Right, okay. So I don't know the story then. So Margaret, tell us, why did June leave Elvis? Tell us what happened. Give us a little bit of history. She is said to have been the only girl Elvis' mother ever approved. However, Elvis didn't like the romance to get intimate. See, that's interesting. However, Elvis didn't like this romance to get too intimate. That's interesting. I've never read that before. June Juanico was the love of my life. I met him. Elvis was the love of my life. I met him in the summer of 1959 when he was just a regional star. I was 17 and he was 20. There we are. Elizabeth, you got it right. He was 20. He had been in my hometown, Biloxi, Mississippi, several times before, and people said, you need to see him. And I went on this one night. I thought he was the most gorgeous thing. Big, dreamy eyes. Girls were screaming over him. And I'm just not that kind. I was passing by him, not even looking at him. He reached through the crowd. So we can imagine Elvis doing this. He grabbed my arm and he said, where are you going? Where are you going? 4 words. 4 words, guys. Right. So there's obviously a very well-known picture of June Juanico and Elvis. Even from that picture, I can tell how comfortable and at ease they both are. And you can see that they are in love. I think you can anyway. So Margaret says she read the tabloids about his Hollywood romances after not hearing from him for months. Right, okay. I think I have read that. Thank you, Margaret. Yeah, the love of my life. Come on, guys. How can Elvis be the love of her life after the things that Priscilla did to him? It doesn't make any sense. Right. So he reached through the crowd and grabbed my arm and said, where are you going? All right, I've never seen this. This is a picture of them on a horse together, like on 2 different horses. I've never seen that. That is her, isn't it? Is that her? I'm sure that's her. Yes. June Juanico on the Gulf Hills Dude Ranch in 1956. I've never seen that. Obviously, we know that Elvis liked horse riding. Oh, that's interesting. The horse riding thing has come up, hasn't it, with the book, with the Lucy book. So we know he definitely liked horse riding in 1956. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. What I remember most about that night was sitting in his car outside my house, just talking While my mother kept an eye out to see what I was doing, the first thing I said was, "What is your real name?" I had never heard of a name like Elvis, and he said, "What do you mean, my real name? My name is Elvis Aaron Presley." We sat there until the sun came up around 6 a.m. He was shocked because my parents were divorced. He thought marriage was a lifelong thing, and when he got married, it was going to be forever. And he told me all about his twin who had died at birth. I never met anybody quite like him. I bet you didn't. So I actually think the younger Elvis, so Elvis sort of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, those sort of years, actually dreamed of marriage, dreamed of being in love, having a family. But, you know, superstardom kicks in, things change. So I do think the more innocent Elvis was very different than the Elvis that had become the phenomenon, the star. Yeah? Just really interesting. I love that picture. So, right. So we got so wrapped up in kissing on our very first date, nothing too sloppy. It was just marvelous. A little pecking here and there, a nibble here and there, then a serious bite. Oh, I've never heard it put that way. A nibble here and there, and then a serious bite. He was a magnificent kisser. He said, so he said, "Who taught you how to kiss?" And I said, "You know, I was just getting ready to ask you the same thing." Cute. Let's check the comments. Her engagement news hurt him deeply. He was planning to show her Gracelands, but she ended their relationship, and she had recently bought Graceland. Yeah, but she had. I agree. She probably regretted it, didn't she? Okay. I didn't hear from him for a while after that. It turned out that he was calling my older brother, wasn't bothering to tell me. Finally, he said, some guy with a hillbilly accent called for 1.5 years, and I dated him. Our relationship remained chaste. Don't know what that means. Chastity, chaste. I don't know what that means. He was just very tender and considerate. We spent so much time together. We started talking about marriage. Mrs. Presley liked me. She saw me as a domestic and wise for my young years. She was always telling me that Elvis needed someone to take care of him. But Elvis was becoming more famous, and the manager, Colonel Tom Parker, wanted him linked with actresses and Vegas showgirls. And of course, Elvis liked legs that went on for days. And he brought one of those showgirls home for Christmas in 1956. That did it for me. I decided to marry someone else. And Elvis said, the Colonel said that we couldn't get married and that he wouldn't do that to the Colonel. So is Margaret, do you think that's true? Because she says Elvis brought home one of the actresses, showgirls, to Gracelands, and that is why she split up. Is that true, Margaret? Yeah, I'm gonna show Margaret. I am gonna show some of these videos, just not in this show. In this show, I'm just gonna show one. So Elvis brought, according to this, if it's correct, let me just read that bit correct. He was linked with Vegas showgirls, and of course he liked legs, and that went on for days. And he brought one of those showgirls home for Christmas 1956. But Margaret, do you know who that is? Do you know which showgirl? I'm sure I've seen a picture of Elvis near a Christmas tree with a dark-haired girl. I'm sure I have. Margaret, do you know what I'm talking about? I'm sure I've seen a picture of Elvis next to the Christmas tree at Gracelands with dark hair, and she's on her knees. I'm sure. I could be wrong. The next time I saw him was in a movie theatre in Memphis in the early 1960s. I went down the row behind him and tapped him on the back, and he just turned around and our eyes just locked. He got up and put me in a death grip. One of his guys ran over because he thought someone was abusing Elvis, but Elvis was holding on to me. Priscilla was sitting next to him, and she was very gracious. She kept her eyes glued to the screen. All right, okay. In August 1977, my mother was at my house, and I had laid down for a nap. And when I came out to my bedroom, my mother was looking at me strange. Finally, she said, June. She had tears in her eyes. She said, all right, she's talking about finding out about Elvis's passing. I just heard on the television that Elvis Presley had died. I looked at her and said, that can't be. That can't be. I went over to the television and fell to my knees in front of it. I couldn't breathe. I honestly think if my mother had not been with me, I might have died. God, that's sad, guys. In my heart, I always thought that I would be I always thought Elvis and I would be together somewhere down the road. I was married for 36 years. I've got 2 beautiful children and I'm blessed in so many ways, but I have never been able to stop loving Elvis. I've never been able to stop loving Elvis. Right, let's just check your comments, guys. Her engagement news hurt deeply. He was planning to show her Gracelands, but she ended the relationship and had recently bought Gracelands. Let's have a look. Who took the photo? Most were taken by Joe Esposito. Don't read more into them other than promoting an entertainer. Hi, Larry. Hope you're well. Yeah, she was blonde. I agree, Larry. It was just for publicity. Okay, I understand. Right. Was it Nancy Rooks? I thought Nancy Rooks was the cook, Josie. And is there another Nancy Rooks? So I can't answer that, Josie. Right, let's have a look. Right, so then it just goes on to say that June wrote a book titled Elvis in the Twilight of Memory in 1997. I have heard about this book. I think Joe's reading it, isn't he, on the Rare Elvis Photos? I'd like to have that book. It's definitely a book I think should be in my collection. I'm definitely a fan of June Juanico, 100%. She was stunning. I think she was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There have been a lot of books written about Elvis Presley, and of course, with probably as many personal memoirs. Among them all have attached to any cultural figure. Right, I think that's all we need to read. Okay, guys. So what I'm going to do, because obviously I have to go off and do my stuff, and then I want to come back, do a part 2. On part 2, I'm going to play the biography, the June Juanico Elvis biography, where they go to Biloxi. They have 2 fishing trips. The second one, Vernon and Gladys are there. And we're going to go through the romance. It's beautiful color footage. It's all over. It's Kate, I thought you had gone. Kate, are you? I was going to read Kate's comment. Let's have a look, see if I can find it. Kate, so you are still here, Kate? I don't know why I thought you had gone. The problem is I've got to find the comment, which is not easy. So just check your comments. I think she wrote a book. Yes, it's the June Juanico book, in the one that Joe's reading. Ah, you're listening. Right, I got to find the comment now. It's such a good comment. I must read it, but I got to find it. This is the problem. Do you remember what video you did it on? I've got so many comments here. It's like hundreds. Let me just try on a different bit. I wonder if I took a picture. Sometimes I take pictures of them, Kate. Let's have a look. No, it's not there, which is annoying. What's that one? Let's have a look. Nope. Let's have one last look. I might have to try and find it on the next video. But I did want to read it. I've got a couple of your shorter comments. Aha! I found it. Right, I wanted to read Kate's comment, but then I'm gonna play a little video clip of Juanico when she's older, talking about her romance with Elvis, and like I said, on part 2 of the live stream, when I come back, we're gonna play the biography. Yeah, so yeah, you know the Dee Stanley video, the really horrible one where she's on that show calling Elvis incestuous. I don't know if I want to play it. I was thinking of playing it so we can review it and obviously have a go at Dee Stanley, but I don't know if I've got it in me to watch it. What do you think, guys? Do you think we should review the Dee Stanley horrific interview? You know, that show, that TV show, is it Geraldo, whatever he's called? Is it worth reviewing? I don't know. I'm not sure, because I was so upset by the Billy Stanley one. Not Billy, to take that back. The Rick Stanley one. I only played 14 minutes of that. It's 25 minutes long. I only played 14 minutes of it. It upset me so much that it's put me off. It's put me off doing the other one, the Dee Stanley one. It's put me off, guys. Yeah, Carolyn doesn't want to see it. Debbie doesn't want to see it. Kate doesn't want to see it. No, okay, guys. I won't do it. If something, the decision I've made is if it's really horrible, I'm not doing it. I'm not playing it. I won't do it. Yeah. Okay, well, we've got an answer. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Right, Kate's comment. Hi, Louis, it's Kate. I tried to catch the lives, but no luck. This live I would want to miss anyway. So don't forget, it was the Billy Stanley one. The Stanley are famous for writing a book after book after book. They have spent their lives, same as Priscilla and others, just making money out of their life with Elvis. I saw some of the Joan Rivers interview. She can be funny at times, but this, not for me. Yeah, so Kate is agreeing with me. That 15-minute section that we reviewed was just horrible. The Stanleys have said some awful things about Elvis. Now, Kate, can I ask you, is that all of the Stanleys? Because obviously Billy seems to be really nice. When I've watched him being interviewed by Joe Sins at Rare Elvis Photos, he seems to be nice. So has Billy said things bad about Elvis? I don't know. I'm learning. I still need to learn about the Stanley brothers, yeah? The Stanleys have said some awful things about Elvis. Dee Stanley was just disturbing. Yeah, we agree there. And sickening and shocking, definitely. I don't think she ever got over the fact that Elvis rejected her and sent Vernon along to meet her because he didn't want to. Elvis's whole life has been laid bare thanks to the many who were apparently closest to him. This is why I like this comment. There are so-called friends, some relatives, supposedly closest to him, but they've all betrayed him, haven't they? They've all said things they should never have said. So obviously Kate says, has been laid bare. It's the same thing, in it. It's exposing, it's saying things that should be kept private. This is what I say to these people that say things about Elvis, like the book Elvis, What Happened, you know, with Red West and Dave Hebler and Sonny West. They didn't need to say it. They could have written a book. It would have been a bestseller. They didn't have to put all the gory stuff in. There's many parts of the book Elvis, What Happened that make good reading. Yeah, there's some quite nice bits in that book. But why did they have to betray their friend and say all the negative crap and then use it as an excuse to say they were trying to help him, when the truth is they were angry, bitter, and they wanted money. They wanted money. So no, if that book was a betrayal, and even the documentary we watched yesterday, I think it was called The Day Music Died. yeah, that documentary we watched yesterday, it clearly said in there that Elvis was very upset about the release of the book, Elvis, What Happened? So that's enough for me. That's enough for me. But you know what? Elvis still forgave them, and Elvis was still very respectful to Red West on the telephone call that we can all listen to on YouTube. So Elvis was the good guy, very forgiving right till the end, even though that book was a massive betrayal done by three men that were supposedly his close friends, that he was so kind to and so generous to. He paid for everything, including their partners. Very sad, guys. Very sad. Anyway, so Dee Stanley was just disturbing, sickening, and shocking. I don't think she ever got over the fact that Elvis rejected her and sent Vernon along to meet her because he didn't want to. Elvis's whole life has been laid bare thanks to many who were apparently closest to him. He has been torn apart from people who proclaimed that they loved him. So true, Kate. And his closest confidence shares intimate, shocking details of their life with Elvis. That's it, Kate. That's why I love this comment. Then she says, they then proceed to dish out dirt. They owe Elvis everything. They all shared in his successes and lived one exciting experience after the other. But that wasn't enough. Elvis had gone from this world for 47 years and it is still going on. It is sickening and heartbreaking. And then she says, defending Elvis, Team Elvis. Kate, that is a great comment. Kate, I'm going to give you a medal. Can I find you a medal? Here we are. Kate, here's your medal. Do you know what I mean? That, you couldn't say it better than that, Kate. Thank you for that comment. Thank you. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Right, so Bernie says no. No what? So Margaret, let me just go. Am I missing some comments, guys? Okay. Sorry, guys, I must have missed some of your comments. Yeah, so we're definitely not going to play that Dee Stanley thing, guys. Trust me, I won't do it. Let's have a look. Yeah, Carolyn, I understand. Carolyn, I understand, but the documentary we watched last night, which is, I think was called Elvis, the Day the Music Died, actually, it was quite negative at first. But after going through it, you've got this sense of connection with Elvis. It's hard to explain. So some things can be a bit negative as long as we are doing it for the right reasons. Yeah, this is what I think. We can watch stuff that's a bit, but we need to have a feeling for it. We need to have some kind of emotion there, love there. Yeah. So I recommend that you watch last night's live stream. There was a lot of us here last night. There was over nearly 70 people were together last night in the UK around, I can't remember what time it was, 9 p.m. in the UK, maybe 10 p.m. And it was a very emotional live, very enjoyable, quite heartfelt, difficult at times, and it had negative things in it, but there was something about it that was very special. Well, we felt that together we had experienced something. Team Elvis, 70 of us, watching that, reviewing and watching the documentary together. There was something about it, something special about it. So please go and watch it. But I do understand what you're saying. Yeah, Margaret, the audience didn't buy it. Yeah, I agree. The Dee Stanley Geraldo thingy, the audience were laughing at her. She made a complete fool of herself. Dee Stanley made a complete fool of herself. And she's a bit cuckoo, isn't she? And has it come out that, did she put the 3 kids into an orphanage? This is another question I'm asking. Maybe Margaret will know. Did she put the 3 kids into an orphanage? I'd like to know. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't buy Dee's book. No chance. She's crazy. No offense to Billy, because he seems like a good guy, but your mum was cuckoo. Sorry, mate. I can't not say it. I'd like to. Were these boys in an orphanage? I'd like to know, because I know that Rick said he was in an orphanage at age 6. Yeah, Linda, I won't play it. The Stanleys wrote an awful book with their mum. I believe David said that he lied about Elvis later on. Yes, and I've heard about this. They were all, and aren't they all born again Christians? I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, Carolyn, I don't blame you. Don't watch it. Do not watch it. It is disgusting. Yes, it's the worst. It's one of the worst things I've ever watched about Elvis ever. Margaret, he did and tried to apologize for saying things that weren't true. Yes, so I've heard this. So which one is the one that apologized? Can you just clarify that? Was it David? Right, I'm going to end this video by playing the Juanico thing, but I just want to read the rest of your comments. Right, I'm just trying to make sure. An employee writer of the National Enquirer was a ghostwriter of West and Hebler, and Sonny said they were told to embellish to sell the book. Yeah, do you know what, Margaret? I understand. Yeah, I understand that they sensationalized the book to sell more copies, but that's no excuse. Trying to blame the writer of the National Enquirer is not good enough for me. Yeah, I don't. Even if it's true, even if they exaggerated things and I don't care. The book should not have been written. You don't write a book about your friends, especially when they've been that good to you. And Elvis was very good to them. I know about them being sacked and there was lawsuit problems and Vernon was angry and it was a complex story. But you don't write a book about your friend. You just don't. I will never accept it. It was a betrayal, and every one of them should have showed regret and apologized. Every one of them, even Dave Hebler, the living member of the tell-all book. No, he's an elderly man now, so I don't want to. I'm not hating on him. I think he suffered enough. I think he's been through enough pain and anguish for being involved with that book. So I have nothing against Dave Hebler, but the only thing I say to Dave Hebler is this: please apologize. Please show regret. That's the very least you can do. Is I find when I watch your interview, you are still very stubborn and you just can't give in and go, do you know what? Hands up. I messed up. I made a mistake. I betrayed my friend that was good to me. Elvis was good to Dave Hebler. So you need to just show regret. Say, sorry, I've got nothing against you. You're obviously much older now. So I don't want you to get any hate because I think you've had enough of a tough time. You've had 50 years of hate, Dave. So I don't think you deserve to get any more. You've paid your price. You've clearly been punished by the fans. So please apologize and show regret. I only say that to you. Yeah. If you ever watch my show, that is. Yeah. So an employee writer. Let's keep going. Yes, well, she got away for an abusive marriage. Right, let's keep going. Yes, Karen, I've watched it a few times. I'm going to review that interview. I've already reviewed it once, but I want to do it again. I also want to review Mike Stone's interview again. There are things I want to go back to. Right, I'm going to play this video that I said I was going to play. All right, Bernie. Yeah, I won't play it. Bernie, welcome, Bernie. I definitely will not play it. Okay. We are going to review some tough things, but the D. Stanley ones are too extreme. Even Rick Stanley, too extreme. I can't do it. I haven't got it in me. I nearly started crying when I watched that. You know, I'm a big crybaby, guys. When I watched that Rick Stanley and Joan Rivers interview, I was nearly crying. It really hurt me. It affected my sleep. That night, couldn't sleep properly. I was so upset how cruel the things that were being said by Rick and by Joan Rivers. I really felt that Joan Rivers was attacking Elvis. Joan Rivers, friends with Priscilla. She even boasted that her and Priscilla were friends. So I'm disgusted with Joan Rivers and Rick. Yeah. Now, did Rick later on regret the things that he said? The things they said about Elvis was so cruel, so cruel. I'm so upset by it. But all right, Josie, that's interesting to know. That's interesting to know. Linda, you say it was for revenge. I agree. For money, revenge, bitterness. Red West admitted. I've seen Red West in an interview admit that he was upset with how that they'd been fired, and I've seen Sonny West admit it as well. So I would never fall for the bullshit that they did it to help him. No way. No way. I will never accept that. Bullshit. Total bullshit. Right, so let's find this. I have to say, you know, guys, Kate, thank you for that fantastic comment, by the way. It's brilliant. Brilliant. Kate, I always enjoy your comments, always. So I have posted 2 videos on my video. Now remember, my channel has a live section for live streams, a video section for videos, and a shorts section. So I'm posting the videos on the video section. So if you these June Judico videos that I've done, let me just click on it. There's a couple. So let me get it up. I've done a short one and a long one. Okay, guys? Right, okay, let me just... So one of them is the full biography. Just try and get it up. And then I've got a little 5-minute one that was done. You can hear someone calling. Right, 1 second. Let me just quickly put it on. 1 second. My daughter's calling me. Let me just see what she wants. 1 second, guys. Here we go. I found it. Right. I'm gonna put this on play.
Juanico first met when he played.
I'm gonna put this on play. Warm up my coffee. We're gonna have a few minutes chat about this. It's only 5 minutes long, guys. And then I'm gonna go off, walk the dogs. I'm gonna go for a run as well. And then we're gonna do a part 2. I will read the rest of your comments as well, guys. Okay. So here we go. I've watched it. I've already watched this a couple of times. It's very good.
Elvis Presley and Juanico first met when he played in her hometown, Biloxi, Mississippi, a typical small town at the time.
Elvis Presley was getting his start, and he was already famous in the South, and this is 1955. And so a friend of mine called and told me that she saw him the night before, and she found out that he was performing again in Biloxi and wanted me to go with her. She said, "You've got to see this man. You've got to see him." She said, "He's the most beautiful creature you've ever seen in your lifetime. You've got to see him." And so I'm, yeah. You know me. I'm thinking, yeah, you know what's up. I mean, I had a handsome boyfriend at the time. So anyhow, we went, me kind of reluctantly, and I dressed and went to see this Elvis Presley person. And while I'm waiting to be picked up to go see him, I had the radio on, and That's All Right Mama came on the radio. And I thought, this is the guy I'm getting ready to go see. And I thought, God, he doesn't sound gorgeous. He sounds a little bit quivery voiced, and it's just a sound that I was not used to hearing. It was good, but it was a sound that was, a little foreign to me at the time. So, but when we went in and the curtains opened and I looked at this, my heart just jumped into my throat when I saw how gorgeous he was. And I didn't want him to see me staring at him. And I was fairly close to the stage. And we made eye contact a couple of times. And I'm wearing a white dress and I'm real suntanned and I'm smiling. And he actually, that first night, he said, "I thought you were a black girl. I didn't realize that you were actually white because I was that dark." I guess the white dress and the, suntan and everything. But anyhow, after a while, when he took a break, Glenda, my girlfriend, wanted to go over because a crowd had gathered around him and he was talking to everybody and signing autographs. She said, let's go over and meet him. And I said, no, you can go if you want. I'm not going to go. And so he's standing under a sign that's pointing to the ladies' room, an arrow, a neon arrow. And I said, let's go to the ladies' room. She said, let's stop and talk to him. And I said, you can if you want. I'm not. So we went, and as we passed him by going towards the ladies' room, I just glanced at him and he was glancing back. And so after we went to the ladies' room, I didn't even glance coming back because I really was speechless. He was just too pretty for words. And so we were passing by, and he reached through the crowd that was talking to him, and he reached out and grabbed me by the arm. And, and he says, where are you going? Pretty girl, where are you going? And I said, I'm going back to my table. And here's this, and I'm still not looking at him, and his face is right here, And so when I turned like this and just looked up at him, I was really speechless. And he said, I'll be through performing in about 30 minutes. Why don't you show me Biloxi? Is this your hometown? Why don't you show it to me? I said, Biloxi's very small. There's not that much to see. And he says, come on, we can think of something to do. And I thought immediately, geez, he don't waste any time. We discussed that later on that night. So I agreed to go out with him that night. We went riding down the beach to different clubs, and basically we didn't really see much of anything but each other. And we sat and we drank Cokes and we just talked. And then we went out and walked on a pier that was in front of the White House Hotel that went out forever on the water. And thank you, Lord, it was a full moon, which added to everything. And because his face just glowed under this full moon, and we stood at the end of this pier and talked some more. And he's, instead of face to face, we had been face to face most of the night, he was behind me and had his arms around me this way. And he kissed me raised my long hair up at the time, and he kissed me on the neck a couple of times. And I tell everybody my had goosebumps. And we were talking and just looking at the moon move across the sky and talking and just holding tight, and it was just a magical moment, or hour or 2 hours or whatever it was. It was magical. And that night we started out like 9:30, and the date didn't end until 6 a.m. We stayed parked in front of my house until the sun come up. I mean, we got in front of my house at like 3:30 or something like that a.m. But he stayed, and we just didn't want it to end. Oh, we just talked about everything we could imagine. Looking at those chiseled features and everything, it was kind of hard for me not to stare at Elvis. And, and he would touch me and he was just absolutely gorgeous. Just so chiseled, and that Greek god look about him, and his deep blue eyes and his little southern twang. He was beautiful. He was the love of my life.
Oh.
Elvis Presley and Juanico
just
first met when he played.
So that's it, guys. But it ends. Remember, it ends. He was the love of my life. I started this video, the live stream, saying that June had said Elvis was the love of her life. So when we hear Priscilla say it, it makes me laugh. It really makes me laugh, because June means it. She means it. I know she was married for 36 years. She's lovely. I've got nothing but praise for June. Is she still alive, guys? I know she was in a nursing home. I know there's some interviews of her much, much older talking about Elvis. Is she still alive, guys? Is she still in the nursing home? I'll just quickly look that up, see if anything comes up. Do any of you know if she's still alive? Let's see if it comes up. Let's see if it. I'll just see. I know I've done quite a few little things about June Juanico over the last 4 or 5 months. It's not showing it. Let me go on TikTok, see if it's on there. Yeah, she's still alive. Isn't she like 90 years old? How old is she, guys? Let's have a look. June. So I'm so pleased she's still alive. Let's have a look. It's a funny way of spelling it, isn't it, guys? Juanico. Let's have a look. I mean, obviously, there's lots of things showing the fishing trip, but we are going to do this on the next live stream. We're going to show all this. Yeah, on the next live stream, part 2 of this, we're going to show the full documentary that shows the fishing trip in Biloxi. Okay, guys, there's 2. There's the first one he took, and then the second one he wanted to bring his parents, Gladys and Vernon. So I just want to see if it shows her. I've seen it. It shows her in the nursing home, talking about Elvis. Let's just see if it comes up. She was really sweet, like really sweet. Let's see if it. No, it's just showing the little clips. I don't want to play these because they're so, all these clips, guys, they're so good. But I'm saving them for the next show. No, it's not showing her, but it did show her, in her 80s, talking about Elvis. Let me just try one more thing. See if it comes up. No, it's not. It doesn't matter because we're going to do it on part 2. I still want to really talk about Juanico and Elvis and try and find out more details about Biloxi and about their romance. She's 86. Thank you, Kate. Carolyn, your husband accepts it. Even at 90. We all love Elvis. Come on. We all love him. So we've had a brilliant show. We've been here for 90 minutes. We've been here for an hour and a half. I told you it was going to be a long show. I'll tell you what. Does anyone here feel like it's been an hour and a half? Because I feel like it's been like half an hour. Yeah, it's been so nice to sit here with Team Elvis, with my watering down my coffees, running to the toilet, with you guys. Yeah, I can't think of anything better to do. It's about the most relaxing thing I can do. Even my wife knows that I just find this very relaxing. I can just sit here, chat, show videos, read books, discuss topics. To me, it's not even an effort. It's just nice to do. The hardest thing for me is finding the time to do it. That is my difficulty. Finding a time when the kids are not here, when everyone's quiet, when the dogs are quiet. That is the most difficult thing that happens for me. My wife isn't here. She's gone with the kids to the gymnasium. My sons are upstairs, my daughter's upstairs, but the little kids, Yasmin and Tina, have gone off with my wife. So it just has given me a few hours to just sit here with you guys and properly go through stuff that I want to go through. I've got so much stuff in here that needs to be gone through. So I love it, guys. I feel very fortunate, but I am going to have to go. So I'm going to come back for a part 2, maybe in an hour. And we're going to do part 2. We're going to play the Juanico biography. It's 50 minutes long. We're going to play it together. We're going to watch it together. Okay, guys? I'm going to have to shoot off. The dog's barking. I've got to let the dog in. So thank you so much, guys. I will read all the rest of your comments. I send you all love. Anyone that's watching now, please subscribe. Please like. If you like what I do, get us a coffee. Hit the super thank you, become a member. It's only 99 cents a month. And If any of you want to send me a super thank you to show me appreciation, thanks, guys. Anyway, take care. Love you all.